Yo, what's good, Antonio Brown enthusiasts? So listen, today I'm here with RJ. We got what the NFL was like 10 years ago. Hey, man,
Yep.
let's check it out. Follow our Instagrams and whatnot.
Coming down
Everything will
the
be
stretch
down
of the
below.
2010 regular season, the Miami Dolphins traveled up to New York to take on the Jets. In a showcase of turnovers and bad quarterback play, this game gave the fans watching a whopping 16 points combined. It was
Damn.
simply a
10 to
forgettable
6.
game. Except for this one particular play.
Oh yeah, this is the play
On
where
what
he
seemed to be the most
he gets tripped
routine
by the
punt return
coaching
ever,
staff member.
the Dolphins gunner Nolan Carroll was laying hurt on the Jets sideline. And here's why.
Well, it looked like he got tripped by one of the members of the Jets staff. Watch the knee here being stuck out on purpose to trip up Nolan Carroll. Not sure who that
Damn.
person is, but they should be ashamed of themselves for that
Damn,
type
they
of
didn't have
action.
to do
That
it
has
like
no
that.
place
Facts.
in any athletic event.
That person was Jets assistant coach.
Some people
Sal
take
Alosi.
sports too
2 days following
serious.
that game,
Yeah,
he was
facts.
suspended indefinitely. after it was
Especially
discovered
basketball.
that
Niggas
he
be throwing
instructed
basketballs
inactive
in the
Jets
face.
players to line up along
Throwing
the sideline
basketballs
to
in people's
potentially
faces
impede
just because they
opposing
lost
players.
and being
This
sore ass
alone
losers.
is insane.
Nah.
But as you saw in the video, he took matters into his own hands. Welcome to the 2010
Or there's one
NFL
dude
season.
at the rec center, he threw a
Prior to the
basketball
season
in a
kicking
one
off,
kid's
there was a lot
face
of interesting
just because he couldn't
storylines. In
win.
the NFC,
Damn.
longtime Eagles quarterback Donovan McNabb was coming off of a Pro Bowl level season. How do they reward him?
I can't play
By
with
trading
niggas
him
like
to their
that,
bitter
bro.
rival, Washington.
Yeah, that
Now
was
Philly
fucked up.
led
They
by
traded
Kevin
Donovan
Kolb,
McNabb to the
or so we
Redskins.
thought. Would either of these
Well,
teams be
called
able to
Redskins
beat
at
out the
the time.
Cowboys for the division? Up
That's
north,
crazy.
Brett Favre was still hanging in there, despite turning 41 in October of 2010. Would he be able to keep Minnesota as the team to beat in the NFC North? Or was his successor in Green Bay, Aaron Rodgers, going to take the throne? And lastly, could the New Orleans Saints keep the party going? Coming off of that Super Bowl victory, they had great odds at repeating. For the AFC, questions loomed about the Patriots. Could they bounce back and get back to their winning ways, or was the dynasty over? Many had the Mark Sanchez-led Jets beating them out for the division. Of course, then there's the boom or bust Cincinnati Bengals.
Palmer looks backside. T.O.
Damn, they had Terrell Owens and Chad Johnson on the same play. That is crazy. I mean, on the same team. That's
Cincinnati.
That's
The
facts right there.
Bengals, who already had Chad Ochocinco, decided to add Terrell Owens.
bro. That's an accident waiting to happen, bro. 2 inflated egos on the same team.
And that's a touchdown.
Throughout the 2000s, no one brought the same loud and flamboyant style of football like Chad and T.O.
Both
Not
are
only were their
legends, though.
end zone celebrations epic, they had also been 2 of the best
Yo, RJ, you
receivers in
fuck
the
with
game.
T.O. and
Whether or
Chad
not
Johnson?
the Bengals were a Super Bowl contender, this team was
Yeah.
going to be must-watch TV. Looking out west, although the Chargers were favored to win the division, all eyes were on Denver because they drafted Tim Tebow. Tebow received a lot of storylines, but he barely played in 2010 and Denver wasn't even that good. Finally, we have the cream of the crop. The Indianapolis Colts were the Vegas odds favorite to win the Super Bowl. They were followed closely by the Chargers, Saints, Cowboys, and Packers. Manning's legacy at this point
The
was
Cowboys
defined
were in
by
odds
his
to win
regular
the
season
Super Bowl?
dominance, but more importantly, his postseason failures. With just 1 Super Bowl under his belt, was 2010 the year that he got his 2nd Super Bowl. We'll get to the bulk of the 2010 season in a minute, but first, a word from our sponsor. Just in time for the holidays, Manscaped hooked me up with their new all-in-one Performance Package Kit. A kit that's fully loaded with everything you need to take care of yourself. First up, the lawn
Alright.
for you'll ash.
Picked up a block, and here comes Hester. He might go.
Yeah, Devin Hester was a beast. Greatest returner of all time.
Chicago. That shot with time. Dances, fires, it's up.
Oh yeah, Andre Johnson.
Focus on it. 3rd down and 1. Ryan down the field. White.
Damn, Roddy White. ...201 yards, 2 touchdowns in 1 game? Holy shit.
Okay, I need you to try and picture this. You're sitting on your couch on a Monday night. You've been hearing that Michael Vick has been playing pretty good for the Eagles. So you flip on your TV and turn on ESPN just in time for the first offensive play of the game.
Oh yeah, this is a crazy play.
12, and there is Vick, as you talked about, John, rolling and launching downfield.
Damn. Bro still had an arm. Deshaun Jackson.
Intercepted. It's picked off by Reed. His fourth interception with the lateral.
Shit.
Trying to get by Gross. Over the pylon. Touchdown.
Tremaine rushes to the line on Polamalu. Picks it off. 30, 20, 10. Touchdown.
Play. Gerard. Steps up. Fires. Mike Sims. Walker. Knocked down. Oh, he caught it.
Holy sh! Oh yeah, I remember that shit.
Steps up. Fires. Mike Sims. Walker. Knocked down. Oh, he caught it. Oh, unbelievable. Mike Thomas. Touchdown, Jags.
That's crazy, bro.
50 yards.
That's the craziest look I've ever seen.
When you look at the final regular season standings, you catch up on a lot of the preseason storylines quickly. The Patriots were legit, staking claim as the best team in the NFL. The New York Jets, though, were a fierce competitor as they split their season matchups with the Patriots. The Steelers and Ravens were led by their ferocious defenses, while the Bengals turned out to be a bust. Because I'm a Browns fan, I'll mention one of the few good
Damn, the
things
Bengals
about
went
them.
4-12.
This was the Peyton Hillis year. He had become a league-wide storyline as a dude who was built like a fullback, yet he was terrorizing opponents. This season got him on the Madden cover the following year. In the AFC South, the Colts finished with a low-key 10-6, and then the Kansas City Chiefs surprisingly took the AFC West. In the NFC, Donovan McNabb proved to not be the answer in Washington, and Michael Vick became the comeback player of the year in Philly. Brett Favre had lost his magic that he had in 2009, and he would play his final NFL snap. The Saints had been good, but the story was really about the Falcons, who were the special team in the NFC. Roddy White had a killer season, putting up all-pro numbers. Then, perhaps the best storyline of all, the Seattle Seahawks made it into the playoffs going 7-9. This marked the worst record to ever make the NFL playoffs. Taking on the defending Super Bowl champs in the wild card, they were about to get annihilated. But despite the Seahawks having more losses than wins, they made a pretty important trade mid-season, acquiring this running back from Buffalo.
As opposed to when the Saints have the ball. Oh, look at this run. What a run. Marshawn Lynch. Still on his feet. Has blockers now. He's dancing his way for the touchdown.
He still made the touch.
That shit was crazy.
That's as good an effort as I've ever seen in my life from a running back. Who they
The 2010-2011 playoffs were kicked off in epic fashion, starting with the upsets of both Super Bowl teams from the previous year. The Jets squeaked by on this field goal, and Seattle had arguably the play of the decade by Marshawn Lynch to take them into the divisional round. Also in the wild card, Baltimore crushed Kansas City, and Green Bay Philly came down to the wire. In the divisional round, there was a bloodbath that took place between Baltimore and Pittsburgh. Despite the Ravens getting up on the scoreboard early, the Steelers pulled it out in the final minutes. Green Bay would end up blowing out number 1 seed Atlanta. This was behind a dominant 4-touchdown performance by Aaron Rodgers. Then the following day, the Bears, the team that I haven't talked about that much in this video, got the best of the still losing record Seahawks. Chicago was led by their top 5 NFL defense, guys like Brian Urlacher, Lance Briggs, and Julius Peppers. And then you can't forget Devin Hester. The big question mark about this team all year had been whether or not Jay Cutler was the guy. So many people hated this dude, yet here the Bears were going to the NFC Championship. Then in the final divisional game, the Jets faced off against the Patriots in New England.
Third down snap.
Oh yeah, Tomlinson played for the
Sanchez
Jets.
to the end zone over Aaron.
W Jets, man.
Well, the weather, Phil. It is 15 with a wind chill of 5 and light breezes. Just what you would expect this time of year in Pittsburgh.
Conference Championship weekend left us two intriguing matchups. The Steelers versus the Jets, two teams built on tough defense and running the ball, and Chicago versus Green Bay, the classic historical rivalry of the NFL. The AFC Championship got out of hand in the first half. The Steelers pounced and never looked back. The Jets tried to make a fourth quarter comeback, but it was too little too late.
Damn.
The NFC Championship was
At least they got rid of the Patriots
in a defensive
this season,
battle.
man.
This single play was the defining moment.
On 3rd down and 5, pressure, pass is picked off, and who is it? Big B.J. Raji for the touchdown.
I saw this comment under the full game replay of the NFC Championship. It was a heartbreaker because Bears fans had waited 5 long years to get back to this point, only to have their quarterback decide he couldn't finish the game. Perhaps the worst part
I would have
was
been
Caleb
salty
Haney
if I was
played
a Bears
better than
fan.
Jay Cutler. The Bears have never quite been the same since this
For
game.
real.
What's crazy is it's actually been worse for the Jets. They haven't even been to the playoffs since they lost that game.
Shit.
Super Bowl 45 featured two of the premier franchises in NFL history. The
My
Pittsburgh
favorite football
Steelers,
team that I
one of
like
the
is the
most Super Bowl
Eagles and the
victories of any
Ravens,
team,
and the St. Louis
Green Bay
Rams who are in
Packers,
Los
who had the
Angeles
most
is Los
overall
Angeles Rams
championships
and the
of all
Raiders.
time. The Steelers
Yeah.
were recent victors of the title just 2 years before, whereas the Packers hadn't been in the big dance
Yeah, I like
since
the
Brett Favre took
Raiders,
them there
though.
over a decade before. Now, it was the new man in town. This was Aaron Rodgers' chance to prove himself.
Rodgers, Jordy Nelson, touchdown, Green Bay. Approaching the 2-minute warning here in Arlington, over the middle, caught. Touchdown, Greg Jennings. Back in the end zone, Ward, touchdown. Mendenhall back in the game and into the end zone for the touchdown. Mendenhall, loss of football, picked up by Bishop. Rodgers looking left, comes to his right, Jennings, touchdown, blitz again. Thrown for Wallace, what a throw! Touchdown, Pittsburgh! Version this season defensively. Roethlisberger on a pitch. Successful to Antoine Randall L. Back. A lot of contact. This ball is
Shit.
incomplete, but it was a 4th down.
Aaron
pass,
Rodgers is only
and
Super
Green
Bowl.
Bay will take over. The final snap of Super Bowl 45. The Green Bay Packers.
Well, actually,
have
this
won
is
the Super
13
Bowl.
years ago now.
Damn, 13 years.
On the inside by the 49ers. Good protection. Wide open is Donald Driver. And he pitches it off.
Yeah, Donald Driver was a beast, too. Donald Driver, Greg Jennings.
Touchdown for Driver.
Shit. That was a good Packers team, man. Green Bay, what happened?
Comes into the Lambeau.
Why can't you surround Rodgers with that kind of talent now?
1929 Phil. Guys bouncing off one another.
Damn, Donald Driver was good. Hey, but let us know what y'all thought about the video. Give us some suggestions on other videos we could react to. Follow our Instagrams, and we're out.